Hey guys, it's been a while since my last writing vlog. I said that I would try to do these every 2 weeks, and it's a little more than 2 weeks, but I've been swamped with all of the holiday stuff. Like, seriously, I've had all of the holiday stuff this past, week. I've had to shop, I've had to party, and, it wore me out, but here we are. Today we're going to talk about writing. First thing that we need to talk about is the fact that I'm still in the worst writing slump ever. In my last video I was sort of in a writing slump and I hoped that December I could write more, but I don't know if it's the holidays or whatever weird mood or funk I'm in, but it's been so hard to write. I really need to come up with a writing schedule that I can stick to, because every time that I try to come up with one, I end up not meeting it or not doing it. I'll be good the first 2 days and then it'll go to shit because I have stuff to do. But I bought a new planner. It's a passion planner. Do you guys know passion planner? I'm hoping with the help of that and a few other things that I'm doing that I will finally break out of this slump, because it's been killing me. I was on set to get to my halfway point the last time we spoke, and now that's just not gonna happen, or it's not realistically gonna happen by the end of the year, which sucks. I feel really crappy about it. I made so much progress and I could have made so much more, but I shot myself in the foot. I really need to get organized or something, because I feel I'm so busy and there's so much I want to do, and it sucks that my writing happens to be what I miss out on. I feel with other aspects of my creative life, I have been decent. Even YouTube, I feel up until recently, I've been pretty on top of it, but my writing is what suffers, and it sucks. Anyway, enough of this sad talk. I have other news. I have other things that I want to talk about in terms of my writing that have been positive. I'm not sure if I've mentioned this before on my channel, but one of my big writing goals of my lifetime writing goals is to write a heist novel. I think this is apparent in my other videos. I'm not sure, but I love heist stuff. Anything in the heist genre, I'm yes, give it to me, please. I love it. I love everything in the heist genre. I'm obsessed with heist movies. I realized recently that my favorite film of all time is a heist film. It's Inception, by the way, guys. After I realized that, I was oh my god, no wonder it's your favorite film, Becky. It's everything you want in a film. Christopher Nolan, dreams, and heists, and Joseph Gordon-Levitt, because he's hot. Anyway, the point is I want to write my heist novel, because there's not enough novels. I find it very hard to find a heist novel, especially one that is set in a contemporary world. I have stumbled across way more fantasy heist novels than I have ones that are set in the contemporary world. So my philosophy on writing, at least novel writing, is I write what I want to read, and I want to read a kick-butt heist novel, so it's been on my list of things to do for a while to write a heist novel. But the sucky thing about heist novels is that they are a bitch to write. Maybe this is why nobody writes them, because they are a bitch. It's just a bitch. It's such a bitch, because there are just so many details that go into writing a heist novel that are hard to do. I think the technology aspect for a contemporary heist novel is the thing that stumps me the most, because technology has advanced so far and I'm not really sure how that works. I think conning people, that is easier for me to do, but the tech aspect is weird. Also, coming up with something to steal and a big con and a big villain, I've never done that before. It's just, there's just a lot. It's a lot. All I knew about this heist novel that I wanted to write, I had a core team. I came up with this race car. It was Fast and Furious with more heist elements, but I decided to cut the racing aspect of it and just stick with the heist and use the main team, because I was in love with this team I had created. They worked so well together and I loved them, and they're my favorite. They're a team of friends and they will never be more than just friends to each other. I feel so many things I read with a team, they one of them ends up falling for another, and that's fun to read, but but I want to read about like a really solid group of friends. So I had that originally, and I had an ending. I always come up with an ending first. So I've had this ending, but I've had no idea how to get there. But recently I've had a breakthrough with this. I've had a breakthrough with my heist novel, and I'm just so excited. Like, maybe it's just one of those things, like, I think it's genius, but is it really genius? Who knows? But I think it's awesome, and I can't, like, obviously tell you everything, because that would be, like, such a spoiler alert if this ever got published. Also, like, it's an awesome idea, and I haven't seen it done, and you know, I don't want people to do it like I want to do it. This breakthrough is, like, honestly all thanks to Katie Rivera in a way. Katie, if you're watching this, hi. Thank you so much for telling me to check out Writing Excuses. Writing Excuses is this podcast run by the one, the only, the great Brandon Sanderson and his friends Dan Wells, Mary Robinette Kowal, and Howard Taylor. Run by those people. All of them, I think, are genre writers, so it's definitely skewed more genre. Like, if you're a fantasy writer or sci-fi writer, you definitely need to check out this podcast, because these are your people. I mean, if you're a writer in general, I think you should check out this podcast, because it's just so helpful. I started listening to it after Katie's recommendation. We were, like, talking about Brandon Sanderson, and it came up. And so I checked it out because I love Brandon Sanderson. I like writing. I need all of the writing tips, guys. So I started listening to it. I started season 10, and season 10 is basically like a masterclass to, like, write your novels. When I started listening to this masterclass, I was like, okay, like, I'm gonna think about my heist novel, because I've been really struggling with coming up with some sort of plot. The first couple episodes were all about generating ideas. And something they said, I think it had to do with, they were talking about, like, combining, like, ideas from your idea journal. I don't have an idea journal. I probably should start one, because really useful. But I do this thing, I get inspired, like, randomly by something, and I'll make, like, a PowerPoint, or I will, like, just start writing the scene or outlining something, and I'll jot it down, and then I'll abandon it. This is, like, a bad habit. This is why I haven't finished anything. But so I've done that a lot, and it's, like, helped me keep track of my ideas. So they're all, like, on my Google Drive and my Microsoft Word. Anyway, so I went back to the race car story, where the team originated from, and I was looking at it, and a few aspects from that original idea I really like, and I was like, okay, maybe I can make this work. And I figured it out, and I've had this massive breakthrough. I still have no idea what the hell my team is stealing, but I have a plot. I have my twists. I have, like, a basic, like, generic, like, I don't want to say generic, but I have, like, a bare bones, like, plot on how the story is going to progress. In my outline, there's a lot of, okay, and then they steal the thing, and then this happens. And literally in my outline, it's like the thing. Sorry. Have you ever felt that way when, like, you know, you're really stuck, and then, bam, it makes sense now. That's what happened to me. It's like, whoa, everything makes sense. Yes. Because heist novels require so much detail, I am taking the year, maybe, or at least half the year, to, like, just work on the details. Right now, I'm sort of slowly working on character bios. But I joined this writers group recently, and I have not shared anything yet, but everyone's really cool and, like, very nice and, like, share things. So I have to, like, bring my writing to share to, like, get more out of it. It would be nice to get some feedback on what I'm currently writing, but the beginning is a hot mess, and I need to rewrite it completely. And I don't feel comfortable sharing that with, like, this writers group. I get, like, really intimidated with my writing. Like, I just don't. I often fear that, like, I am the only person that, like, wants to read this. So we have a writers club meeting on the 7th. So instead of, like, bringing my novel to them, I'm gonna try to write, like, a short scene or 2 scenes of my heist novel. I think I'm gonna workshop the heist novel through this writing group, because it's at its birth, and I think I'll be able to get the most out of that experience, and it'll be easier to, like, share my writing with these people. I think it'll be easier for them to get it, sort of, because, like, I can bring, like, stuff that happens next and next and next, and then like they will have read the previous stuff so they'll know sort of what's going on. That's all that I really have to share with you guys today about my writing. I really need to get out of this writing slump, guys. I hope it happens. It's gonna be a new year, and hopefully that means that I'll figure out how to write this goddamn thing, because it just needs to happen. I'm on like my favorite chapter and I just can't sit down and write it. I don't know why. Ugh, it's so confusing. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're a writer and you're also going through a writing slump, please like talk to me down below. Let us share notes on how to get out of it, because I am just so lost. I'll check in with you guys in about 2 weeks and hopefully I've made some progress with something.